Hello, welcome to Board Game Madness. I'm Mike Ganade. This is our tournament to find out my favorite games from my own collection. And in this matchup, we have the number 5 seed Sleeping Gods going up against the number 21 seed King of Tokyo. Now, if you're looking for an overview about these games, to know a little bit more about what they're about, check out their first matchup, a few days ago in the first round. But in the second round, we like to jump right in and start putting these games head to head. So we're going to start with that. We're going to start with production. And to try to make these second round videos a little different, I've been trying to focus on my favorite components from each of these games. So for Sleeping Gods, my favorite components are the map book and the storybook. This is a huge narrative game, and the map book that gives you full exploration is absolutely gorgeous. And then the storybook is sort of the key to unlocking sort of what the whole game's about. So those are my two favorite components from Sleeping Gods. This is a big game. You can see much bigger than King of Tokyo, higher price point, big narrative adventure. So the production level, you are paying more, but you're getting more as well. King of Tokyo, my favorite components is probably the dice, the unique dice with the claws on them. This game's basically like Yahtzee where you're rolling dice, and the big green chunky dice with claws and different numbers and effects on them is what this game's all about, and it's a nice component in this particular game. That being said, I think, King of Tokyo is sort of showing its age here, and the component level and production quality. I know there's been newer print runs and there's different versions of King of Tokyo that have upped the production level. But my one that I have is from like 2017, I think, or maybe even older. No, mine's from 2014. My copy's from 2014. So back then, the expectation of board games was a little different. Whereas Sleeping Gods, even just feeling the box and the outside of the box is a much nicer box with the print they've done. So production really is no contest here. It is definitely Sleeping Gods for production, no question. Now, moving into our second category, which is game mechanics, is a little harder because, one, these two games are nothing alike. Two, it depends on your definition of like what a game is. I think King of Tokyo's core game loop of rolling dice and being like a Yahtzee type game and playing in 30 minutes is super fun. It's a very active game, short turns, you're constantly doing something. Sleeping Gods is a narrative game. And as a narrative game, you're sort of playing a choose your own adventure story for most of it. And then you've got some combat, which is the only time it really gears towards what a real game is. Otherwise, you're playing choose your own adventure and you're choosing like results or which path you want to go down, and it'll tell you to take certain resources. But the only real gameplay part is navigating your ship around the map, which is great, and the combat, which is eh. So if this was combat mechanics and combat gameplay, 100% King of Tokyo. But the mechanics of the way this map is laid out and the storybook works, and if you take into account everything, even with the combat, which is there's nothing wrong with the combat, I just feel like it gets you away from what you really want to be doing in this game, which is like exploring and reading books, reading the stories and choosing your own adventure. I think that is a game, or certainly a tabletop experience worth having. And this is by far the best narrative storybook, storytelling type of game that I've played, or my favorite so far. I have Sleeping Gods Distant Skies, but I haven't cracked it open yet. So for game mechanics, I'm gonna have to go Sleeping Gods 2. It's just if anyone is interested in any sort of storytelling in a game, this is like a must play in my opinion. So with that, we'll go to theme. Now theme, these have a little bit more in common because there's big sleeping god monsters in Sleeping Gods, and then this is like about kaiju monsters. So we've got a little bit more theme going on. We've got super cartoony, fun, light, and then a much more deeper narrative-driven sort of adult game, if you will. And I mean, again, we're just going to keep going. Sleeping Gods here for theme, no question. This is about the story. This is about the narrative journey. It's all about theme. And it does it really well. So you have to give it to Sleeping Gods here. Now, replayability, you know, playing through this campaign will take you a decent amount of time. And you can replay the campaign to explore all the different things you can do because it's a big sandbox game. That being said, King of Tokyo is really fun, really replayable. I think if you're looking at the number of times you'll set up and play the game in replayability, King of Tokyo would win. But when you calculate the hours you'll spend playing the game and thinking about the game, Sleeping Gods clearly wins. I mean, Sleeping Gods is just, like I said, it is the big narrative adventure that's in my collection. It's the one I would suggest to anybody who's interested in crafting a campaign-style game. So we're not going to dwell on this one. This is going to be a short video. I mean, we all know King of Tokyo is a great perennial evergreen title. It's got a zillion awards on the bottom. It's super fun, great for the kids, great family game, gateway game. But for me personally, when you're going up against a game like Sleeping Gods, you know, I just can't put this through the next round. It's just not right. So Sleeping Gods is going to win here and move on to our next round and getting closer and closer to that final spot. But that's going to do it for today. It's a short one, but this was really not a fair matchup. This was a dominant game won by Sleeping Gods today. So as always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and comment on the video. Give us a like. Do all that cool stuff for us to help us keep going. And we hope to see you in future videos to find out who the winner of this particular year of matchups will be. So thanks again for watching and have a great day.